Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 4. As I was saying, this week's a little bit jam-packed, so hopefully it makes sense because I was going through it and I had so many things coming in to what I wanted to talk about. So hopefully it all kind of wraps up into a nice little package for you guys to have at the end of the whole 4 weeks. So today I'm going to start off with just a little bit of housekeeping since it's our last week together. At the end of this session, I will send the recording out, as well as I will send out like a little feedback form that I would love to hear your feedback, good, bad, whatever you would like to put in. It will be anonymous. And it's just for me to learn and grow and see what people are interested in having. Yeah, I just would love to have your feedback. So please fill it out if you can. As well, we kind of will just talk about everything that we've gone over the past 4 weeks and kind of wrap it up with a little bow and kind of set a goal at the end of this session to work towards going with your new increased energy. So we will get started. So over the past 4 weeks, we've looked at eating for energy, how to get more sleep, how to fill up your cup and slow down. And by slowing down, you're going to have a bit more energy and make more methodical and more resourceful choices. And then we're going to talk a little bit today about exercising and moving your body. And then you might be like, okay, now what? What is the plan for you to maintain these new habit changes or new ways of looking at maintaining your energy level? And then what are you going to do with all this increased energy? What is it that you are going to be working towards goal-wise? So we'll start with having a plan to move your body. So one thing I want you guys to think about is how we do one thing is kind of how we do everything in life. So it kind of is a trickle effect. So it's not that your job is siloed and you're really, really good at your job and not good at other parts of your life, or you're really good with your finances but not good with other parts of your life. They're kind of all a trickling effect. And once you start finding that you are doing well in one thing, you'll notice that everything else kind of like a pebble in the water kind of ripples out into everything. So with that being said, for exercise, researchers say that you should move your body for at least 30 minutes every day. So that means that you should be scheduling in some sort of exercise or a way of moving your body to have your heart rate increased, or to stretch out your muscles, or some way of, I guess, moving your body, because we are not meant to be sedentary. So that doesn't mean necessarily if your body is saying tired and you want to be like, oh, I don't feel like exercising and I'm going to honor my body today and just kind of watch TV, and that turns into every day. You should actually, if you are feeling like you're tired, honor your body, but know the difference between if this is one that you're doing every day versus just one that you're like, I just need to rest today, or I need to do a nice yin yoga, like a stretching yoga class, or maybe tonight I'm going to do self-care and have a bath and just relax. So it's kind of knowing when to push yourself and when to listen to your body. Because if you are pushing yourself, like an overachiever, you are actually creating more harm in the long run, causing you to have inflammation, which causes you to gain weight in your stomach. It's causing you to have issues with your health. So pushing and grinding it and being like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do, like, shoulding yourself is actually detrimental to the whole purpose of moving your body and enjoying life and having increased energy. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay. So exercise, we'll do a little bit of science. So exercise helps release the endorphins of dopamine and serotonin, which are the be happy chemicals or hormones in our body. And these help to increase your energy and regulate your mood. And they also help with the heart circulation, so circulating through your blood through your body and making sure that all your limbs are being nourished, as well as helping you sleep better at night. I don't know about you, but I find if I haven't necessarily done a lot of movement in a day, I find I have a little bit of extra energy at night and I find it harder to fall asleep. And I'm like, I need to exert some energy or something. I think just because, as I was saying, we're not meant to be sedentary. We're as humans, we are meant to move our body. So, um, yeah, I don't know what everyone's exercise type is, and I know everybody has like different types of things that they love and that they enjoy. So I kind of have an idea of different ways you can move your body. So there are like online workout classes. Obviously during the pandemic it's a little bit challenging to do group classes, but there are lots of online workout classes, or there's runs that you can do, like run groups you can join, or different groups you can follow on apps that have different trails and paths that you can go on, as well as you can even just make it fun and simple, like having a dance party in your kitchen while you're cooking, or going for an evening stroll. It doesn't necessarily have to be always high intensity. And that's kind of a message I want you guys to know, that just because you're not sweating doesn't mean that it's not having a good effect on yourself or on your body. So now we're going to get into the reflecting part of our workshop. So I want you to grab your journals and I want you to kind of look on your day today and answer the following questions. Did I move my body today? And the reflective part is kind of just to help you take the material that I am kind of talking to you about, and kind of implementing it into your life and seeing and reflecting on what you're currently doing and how to maybe see ways that you could change, or looking at different habits. It's just to help bring awareness. The next question I want you to answer is, how often am I currently moving my body in a week? Kind of what is your baseline? Next question is, what types of activities or exercises bring you joy? What kind of activities do you love to do? It can be anything. It can be surfing, could be flying a kite, it could be yoga, it can be whatever brings you joy. I would like you to create a list of those things, preferably at least 3. And then I don't want to rush you guys. I guess maybe just give me an indication when you kind of have your list done and we'll move forward. Okay. Okay, so out of your list, and if your list's only 3, that is fine. I want you to circle your top 3 things that you enjoy doing that you can, maybe not surfing because, well, maybe you want to surf in the beaches, but that you can actually physically do currently. And circle those 3 things. And from that list, those 3 things are, I want you to look at as the 3 things that you can do throughout the week as ways that you can move your body, or ways that I would like you to incorporate in your week to use as your exercise. Okay, anyone want to reflect on this or talk about their 3, or have any questions or realizations from this exercise? Okay, so we're going to dig a little deeper. We're going to kind of look at what is currently stopping you from working out regularly right now. I want you to write down what your answer is. What is currently stopping you from working out regularly right now? Is it work? Is it energy? Is it time? What is it that is currently stopping you? By looking at your current obstacles, you get to see what things you can plan around. Some things in life are inevitable, like work. That always gets in the way of my exercise plan. But yeah, just having knowing what obstacles you can prevent and what obstacles you can't is a way to help navigate a plan around creating success. Does anyone want to talk about what currently is coming up for stopping them from working out right now, or any feedback or anything from this part? Okay, I've got a quiet group tonight. The first step for habit change is recognizing where you tend to deviate from your goal and what you want in life to what actually happens in your life. So we all wake up with our best intentions forward, and we have our list to do and our big happy goals that we want to achieve. And then some days we have great days, and then other days we are able to get one thing accomplished straight away and the rest just falls apart. And that is what is called life. So life happens, and even if you create a plan, there will always be something that will come up that might throw you off your plan and deviate you from what is actually what you are wanting to set out to achieve. And that is, I guess, something that we need to be aware of and be okay with, because even if you have a plan, it may not be the right plan for you, and maybe the universe has a different plan for you, and you kind of have to just stay open. With that being said, for example, you might have a day where you decide to eat ice cream for dinner and then go to sleep at 3 in the morning and wake up at 5. And those may not be part of your plan for increasing energy, but they at that moment were the right plan for you. And it's just kind of a reminder that it's good to have a successful plan, but then as also a reminder that you don't always have to stick to it, that you can rebel, and that's okay as well. So the thing is that most people are okay for 1 week, 2 week, following a plan like religiously, and then eventually something will come up and they will fall off track. And once they fall off track, they just throw in the towel and they're like, okay, you know what, this isn't for me. I've given it a try, and yeah, it's not for me. Has anyone ever heard that or felt that or said that themselves? I know I have. I'm not sure if anyone else has. So the biggest takeaway I want you to have is that I want you to enjoy every moment, including the times when you deviate from your plan, as well as times that you are on the plan, and not to feel guilty or feel down, because the whole thing with habit change and creating healthy habits is kind of working with the gap in between your plan and falling off your plan, and kind of shortening that distance, because we're all going to deviate from our goals every once in a while. It's just not waiting a week before you hop back on to your actual goals of what's helping you succeed. It's okay, I'm going to have ice cream, or I'm going to have McDonald's for dinner, and then tomorrow I'm going to eat healthy and clean again. That gives me energy because I feel better, not out of guilt or spite. Or tonight I'm not going to work out, and tomorrow I'm going to have a plan and work out at this time, and kind of go forward like that. Does that make sense?
Sure
So,
does. Mhm.
sorry?
No, it's just agreeing. Yes.
Perfect. So I'm hoping out of this conversation that I'll start back on Monday, or that the whole thought of on Monday I'll start this, on Monday I'll start that, kind of will go to the wayside, and we'll start now or we'll start right after this kind of mindset to come into play. So with that being said, we can listen to talks about increasing energy and read about increasing energy, and do whatever you need through osmosis to increase your energy. But if you don't really have a plan to maintain it, or have a plan for setting yourself up for success, then you're kind of going to lead yourself astray. For example, if I don't really have a plan to have what I'm going to have for dinner at night, I can be thrown off so fast, and I will not feed myself properly. Like, I will just eat whatever I can find in the cupboard, because I just haven't thought about what it is that I'm going to make for dinner, and maybe I haven't got the ingredients, or I haven't prepped anything, like got fish out of the freezer or things like that. So just kind of having a plan, for me, I know sets me up for success. It helps me keep on track for eating, and then that helps me set myself up for success for the next day. Has anyone else had experiences like this, or kind of know this feeling? So with that being said, if you're someone like me, I like a good plan, but I also don't like to be super rigid with a plan. So I like to keep my schedule kind of loose, and kind of flexible. So what I do, I tend to sit down on Sunday nights, or you can pick whatever night you tend to want to do it, or day, morning. And I take like 5 minutes and I go through my week and I kind of create a plan for it. So I write down all the things that I have coming up, like appointments, hanging out with friends, like whatever I have coming up, or like work things coming up. And then I have like what I want for like meal ideas. And I usually cook extra for dinner, so I have leftovers for lunch. I enjoy leftovers, so I find that really easy and effective. So that way I'm not having to prepare 2 meals. And or I do meal prep on Sundays, and I create like a bunch of different salads to take throughout the week, or roast a bunch of vegetables. So that is what I do for creating a plan for success for my week. And then I also try to carve out time to work out. And I know some nights like workouts might be a little bit short. So then I know that I only have this amount of time, and that I have to fit something in there. So it might only be stretching my legs, which was all I had time for tonight. But at least I did some hip exercises and stretched my legs, and I moved my body a little bit before we got on this call. Any questions so far? Okay, so I go into like a little bit of detail about like meal prepping, and some options as well for meal prepping. So there's like food delivery services like HelloFresh, or you can get your groceries delivered to your home. There's all these new different ways of helping you out with helping you find healthy options, and helping you, it doesn't cut your vegetables for you, but it helps you kind of have everything in place so that you can be set up for success. So using those little tools also help, and it also eliminates some extra stresses or extra to-dos that you might need to find time for. So if you're not having time to go out to the grocery store, having it come to you is also helpful, and it saves time. So I sent you guys today, sorry, I forgot to attach it last night, today the calendar that I use, this weekly planner, or you can use your agenda. And we're going to just take a little bit of time and create a plan. But first, we're going to answer this question. What is it that you are wanting to do with your increased energy? So kind of look at the overall picture and kind of look at what it is that your overall goal for having energy is. It could be one thing, it could be more than one thing. Kind of look at this as like the main reason. So it could be for health, it could be to achieve the goal of doing some kind of extra course. It could be to spend time with your family. What is it that you are wanting to have increased energy for? Okay. And now I want you to take out your agenda or your worksheet, and I want you to kind of go through from Wednesday to next Wednesday, if you can, and kind of create a plan for yourself. So, writing down like exercise, kind of like if you are going to go do yoga certain days, or if you're going to go to the gym if you work in an area where the gyms are open, or you have like some kind of idea for movement for your body, write those down, as well as leaving space as well for like for those options where like you're like, oh, I might do yoga today, or I could do like go for a walk. Kind of have some flexibility as well. Or if you really need to be rigid, be rigid. So to kind of know yourself, as well during the week, kind of have a meal plan. So kind of ideas of what you're going to have for dinner. As well as list all of the things that like appointments or meetings or things in the evening that you have scheduled that might come up, so you know how to work around them, or you know how much time you have available, and kind of list all those. So I want you to take a few minutes to do that, because if you're anything like me, until I got into the habit of doing this on the Sundays, I was like, oh yeah, I'll do it. And then I just never did it. And so I want to set you guys up for success and give you some time right now to actually do this. So we'll take maybe next couple minutes and let you guys do that. If you have any questions, please pop on and ask me. Okay. Does anyone need a little bit more time? I don't want to rush anyone. Give you 30 more seconds, and then we'll move on to the next part. And you can always come back to, if I am rushing you, you can always come back to this at the end of the session. To give people some ideas, what's on my calendar, I always write different little messages in the don't forget section. So mine is a little message says like, make sure you work out, make sure you eat well, and make sure you take time for rest. And this week, my top priority is to read more books and watch less TV. Um, so that is one of my goals for the week. Um, just sharing some thoughts over here. Um, okay, so I would like you to grab your journals again, and we're gonna kind of do a little bit of a brain dump. So we're gonna take our journals, and our last question was, what would you like to do with your increased energy? And to build on that, I want you to take the next minute, and I want you to write down everything that you can think of that you are wanting to achieve in um, the next say month of goals, I guess. How, like, what it is that you are wanting to do with your increased energy. So what is it that you haven't been able to do in the past that you are wanting to do um, now that you have more energy? Is it to um, sign up for a workshop? Is it to work out every day? Is it to start a cooking channel? Uh, it can be anything. And I just want you to take the next minute. So from now to start the timer. And when it goes off, then I will get you to stop. And for some people, this can be like, oh my God, I have so many ideas. I need to write them all down. And for others, you might be like, oh, I don't have any ideas. But just take some time. I'll stop talking and they'll come to you. I just want you to write them all out. Okay. Now, out of your list, I want you to circle the one thing that's jumping out to you that's I need to do this. Um, it's screaming, it needs to be done. And then I want you to share it with us. So once you've circled your one thing, you can unmute. Okay, Shanaz, do you want to start?
Sure. So I listed like I love sewing, so I'd like to sew some more. I
Okay.
love walking the neighbor's dog, and I definitely need to clean the house before Christmas. But the one thing I'd really like to do is exercise daily because I usually just exercise on my day off.
Okay.
Or if I'm 10 to 6, I can exercise. But I find when I'm 7 to 3, I'm so drained from getting up early, I don't. I just come home and crash.
Okay. Now, do you kind of have a plan or an idea about how you are going to set yourself up for success for doing exercise on those days when you are working 7 to 3?
I guess I just have to suck it up and do it, like whether I'm tired or not. As soon as I get home, don't sit on the couch, just go straight to the basement and do it.
Yeah. So have a plan.
Yeah, have a plan.
Yeah.
It just,
And like I was saying, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
go ahead.
Um, if you are really tired, honoring your body as well and doing things that are maybe a little bit less strenuous too. Okay.
That sounds reasonable. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else that I can help you with for creating that plan of working out every day?
That would be awesome.
Okay. Do you want to talk now or after?
Um, I think I'm good for now. I'll give everybody else a turn.
Okay. All right. Who would like to go next? Shall I pick Christiana?
Sorry, it took me a little time to unmute.
No problem.
That was like, I didn't have the mute on earlier when I was like yelling at my dog. She's like nudging me. So speaking of extra, I think she wants to go outside for a walk or something. She was like nudging me. I'm like, what? Leave me alone right now.
She has extra energy.
Yeah. Yeah, so for me, I really enjoy walks with my dog or on my own, and taking a run, like, and going for runs. I haven't been going as often as I used to, but and I like to do like a little bit of yoga in the mornings. So
Okay, what did you pick as your one thing on your list that is the top thing for you to do?
I think it's to like be more, kind of have more of a schedule with like runs and doing a little bit more high intensity workouts. So one thing would just be like next week to try to go for like one more run than I usually do.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna challenge you a little bit. Don't hate me. In your schedule that you made, did you pick a day that you picked for your extra run?
It did not. I think I'll make it.
And what is holding you back from doing it? Is it you're not sure what your schedule is going to be like or what the weather is going to be like? What is it that's holding you back from picking the...
I think the weather is part of it. The schedule too, but kind of the weather.
Okay. Do you run inside or could you have like a backup plan?
I could do like something that is a little more kind of high intensity inside instead, as if it's, say it's like super cold or like just pouring rain or something where it is that terrible. But I think, for the most part, I can just suck it up and put an extra layer of clothes on and go outside. It's nicer to run outside, but yeah, and I could do something like more, so I could do it like an alternative workout inside.
Okay, so like a HIIT class or something like that on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to challenge you to do is to commit to that day that you want to do this on, and then have your run, and it can be your distance. And maybe you, if it's cold outside, maybe you challenge yourself with maybe doing a little bit of a shorter run if you're, and but pushing yourself to go out and do it. Or if it's really miserable and you're not feeling it, then do like a high intensity workout inside. Okay. So which day are you wanting to commit to?
Wednesday.
So 1 week from now.
Yeah.
Okay. In the morning or the evening?
In the morning.
Okay.
I think in the evening I'll have the excuse that it's too dark outside, or I'll come up with an excuse.
Yeah, I mean, it is really dark really early, so okay, so now we have a plan. So next Wednesday morning, you can pick your time, because I know last week you were saying that you're wanting to wake up a little bit earlier. So maybe setting your alarm 30 minutes before you're supposed to wake up, and then just get up and go.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Okay. Who would like to go next?
I can go if you want. Hello?
Yes, hello.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know. The screen dropped. I guess in terms of 3, it would be 1, putting more high intensity workouts so that I get my heart rate up, not just kind of yoga or, walking or that kind of thing. Instead of just 1 day a week running on the treadmill. Meditation and better meal planning. But of them all, it would be getting back into my morning meditation.
Okay, so that's
because I do get a fair amount of exercise, but not enough high intensity.
okay. So your number one thing on the list is to do morning meditations.
Right.
Okay. And have you kind of set a goal up around this, or kind of created an idea about how you wanted to do this, like what it looks like for you?
You know what? It's sometimes I'm really, really good, but I kind of, what you said earlier is once I fall bad, and I let the whole week go. And my habit now has been getting up and checking the news instead of, and then getting going, because my day's been sort of full. So it's the wrong thing. I need to do it before checking the news or checking anything else. So my plan is to do it first.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. And it'll start tomorrow?
Yes.
Nothing like pushing it on you. Okay. So how are you going to make this happen? Are you going to set your alarm five minutes earlier, or?
Yes, and I'm going to not look at my phone first thing and distract myself. So I need to not start into the go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, you can go down the rabbit hole in the news. Okay. All right. Thank you. And then last but not least, Lauren.
Hi. Yeah, so for me, I have a pretty good routine as far as working out goes. I love lifting, but I would say I would like to get more variety. I want to start doing yoga more often. And just make time for just different active activities like walks and yoga and hiking if it was nicer out, and just stuff like that, just having a more variety of different types of movement.
Okay. So what was your one thing that you have on the top of your list?
Just to incorporate yoga more, even if I did it once a week.
Okay. And so I'm going to challenge you in your schedule, which day did you pick as your day that you would like to include yoga in?
I was thinking Sundays.
Okay. And are you thinking morning or evening or afternoon?
Probably in the morning.
Okay. Like first thing when you wake up?
Yeah, like pretty soon after I woke up, yeah.
Do you have a website or a YouTube channel or a yoga studio that you have in mind that you want to use?
Yeah, well, right now we're kind of closing stuff down, but there is a YouTube channel that I've done her name's Yoga with Adrienne. You might have, she's like very well known.
Yes.
But I've watched and done a lot of her videos before and they're really good. So
Yes. Yeah, and they're super time manageable. So like if you're like, I just want a 20-minute class, you can type in 20-minute and you'll find lots of options too. So, okay, so this Sunday morning, you're going to do yoga with Adrienne.
uh-huh.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you guys all for sharing. I mean, I forced you, but thank you for doing that. Because the whole thing is I would like you guys to set a goal to work towards, because after this week, I want you to have something to keep working with. And that's why I helped set up a plan for you guys to kind of create a schedule and a routine and kind of help keep the momentum going in the right direction. Okay, so we're gonna wrap everything up right now. Sorry, I did go a little bit over. If anyone needs to leave, feel free, but please stay. It's almost done if you can. So many people increase their energy and then they end up wasting it by scrolling on their phone on Instagram or not working towards the goals that they're wanting to do. Like, for example, what you guys were saying you're wanting to do, like sewing or meditating or going hiking or long walks and runs. You end up deviating from your plan. So that's why it's good to have a plan and kind of have a schedule so you set yourself up for success. Otherwise, you're doing all the right things, but not really working towards a big picture of things. So, increasing your energy, you want to eat healthier, more plant-based and higher healthy fats and healthy proteins, and reduce sugars and carbs to help maintain energy. You want to have a good night's sleep. So having good sleep hygiene and having a good routine around sleep is good. You want to incorporate self-care and some meditation for yourself to slow down so that you have better use of your energy and better time management and not feeling so rushed and go all the time. And then last but not least, but moving your body in different ways for at least 30 minutes every day. And then having the plan and following through and honoring yourself if you don't follow through. Any ahas or appreciations or any questions from tonight's session? Okay, so as I said, I'll be sending out a little feedback form. Please take some time to fill it out. It'll be greatly appreciated. And if you are interested in working with me one-on-one, you have my email, or you can text me or message me. Feel free to reach out. We can do a 1-hour kind of session with me to see if we're a good fit to work together or if it's what you're interested in. There's no obligations to sign up with me. Feel free to message me, or if you know someone that is looking for a health coach or looking to increase their health, you can connect to me with them. And also I'm hoping to do some more workshops in the new year. So in the feedback form, I asked if you had any ideas or topics that you would like me to discuss. I'm open to people's feedback and hearing what people are wanting to learn about, as well as I'm hoping to do a cleanse in the new year. So stay tuned, and I'll keep you posted about anything coming up. All right.
Thank you, Danielle. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you. And I appreciate all of you from the bottom of my heart for believing in me and attending my first workshop. And I am just like so grateful and so appreciative of all of you, and for all of you coming and attending and answering all my questions and doing the work. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a happy holiday, everyone, and a great night.
You too. Take care.
Thanks so much. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.